What's up, everybody? How's it going out there? All right, let's get into it. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. I'm going to go over the markets right now, just a little bit. If you can hear me, type a 3, and we'll jump right in. So let's go ahead and look at these markets. So something I'm noticing, we're just going to come in here to QQQ on the daily, and we're going to start on a nice clean chart. Okay. So we have a resistance right there. We have a support right here. Okay. Supports I'm going to make green. Okay. That's a resistance, right? Also, this hammer right here is kind of a resistance. Just this whole area is a resistance. But we do have a gap right here that needs to be filled. Okay. And if I throw on the major moving averages, we have the 100 up there too. So just so you guys understand, I am in calls. I got in calls off the 200. My target is the 100. I think we will get up there. It just might take a sec. Might take a few more days. But, you know, the market's reacting really nicely to this. They're not really like, I think it was a big overscare. What do you guys think? Do you think it was an overreaction? Who thinks the whole sell-off was a big overreaction and everything's going to be fine? Type a 4 if you think we're going to launch out of here, or if you think we're going to make a new low. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Who thinks this whole thing was a big overreaction, or we are indeed going to take out the low of earlier this week, of Monday? Personally, I think it was an overreaction. I think we're going to see something like this. I think we're going to come up. This is what I honestly think, guys. And once again, this is just a prediction. Like, I could be totally wrong. But here's where it's cool. Because if we come up and touch this, I think we're going to do that, then we're going to double bottom here, and then it's off to the races again. But let's just say that this 10 EMA is the line in the sand, and we roll over one more time. Now, a lot of you that are in longs don't want to hear that, but check this out. If that happens, I will buy again off the 200, and then when we come back up, which we will, I can get out, and that's a great spot to flip. Now, do you want to see an example of where this happened? It was at the start of this bear market here. So you can see here that we kind of had a little bounce off the 100. Then the 200 got melted through. That's not happening right now, which makes me feel really good, actually. But let's just use the 100 as an example. We came up, and then we tried to make a new high, and then we rolled over. So let's just say that happens off the 200 this time. You can see that we came back up and got a really good opportunity to get back out here and here. You could have gotten back out. Both really good spots to then flip short. So my thinking is, as long as we are above that 200, I have to remain bullish. I'm not going to try to predict the market. I'm just going to use the 100 and the 200 as kind of my baseline here. So once again, if we come up here, I'll close my calls. I might leave a few runners just in case we do this. Right? But my plan is we come up here, I close the calls here, then maybe we come back down, I reopen them here, or I close them here, we come up, we retest, I get back in them here. Or we roll over right here, I add here, I get smoked, but then on this retest, I get out at break even and I can flip short. So no matter what, guys, I kind of have a plan for everything. So I feel really comfortable with, my 14 TQQQ calls that expire in 1 month, by the way. Being kind of aggressive here. I am up on them right now, if you're curious, because my average is somewhere down here. So I am up on these calls. I just want to see if I can squeeze out a little more. Because in my personal experience, the market does like to interact with the moving averages. But we will see, because we are right on the 10 EMA. Now, I know some of you were like, oh, well, it didn't actually touch the 10 EMA. Well, come over to NQ. It did. It did touch it on the NQ. Now, some of you might be asking, well, why did it touch it on the NQ and not on the QQQ? I'll tell you why. Because the stock market will always gap to the futures. So if we come in here and draw a line right there, we'll see that QQQ did touch it. It just touched it in the pre-market. See what I'm saying? So that's why some of you are confused sometimes, like, oh, well, why does it touch it on the futures but not on the regular averages? Well, you have to look at the pre-market as well. So if you were an NQ, I'll throw on my little apex indicator here. So there's the 50 on the 1 hour. And then, let's see here. It's actually this one. There's the 10. There's the 10 on the daily. So this ran like this. So we did touch it in the pre-market. So if you're a pre-market trader, now you would have had to have been up real early. This was at like 5 a.m. Eastern. But you could have taken a really nice 10 EMA this morning early. Now, we tried to come back up and touch it, and that's where I was going to short again on a day trade. But we didn't quite get there. But you had really good opportunities today, guys. I mean, if you're following my rules of, if we're above the pink line, right, only take longs, you probably got chopped up today. But you have to look at the bigger picture of what's going on. You have to, right? So today, the only two trades I'm really looking at are a long up to the 10 or a rejection off of the 10. Something like that. Those are the ones I'm looking at, personally. To follow my rules and to really be smart. This was the trade, though. But it happened really early. I was asleep. I was catching some Z's. You know what I'm saying? But if you're like, you know what, Calvin, I really want to take a trade right now. I'm being antsy. Well, look what we have right now setting up. Okay? So, you could take this. Technically, you'd already be in. You'd be in right now. So, that's a trade you can take right now if you'd like to. Target up here. Now, be careful with this high, because you got a lot of stop losses. A lot of shorts have stop losses right there. The bears will try to defend this area, right? They defended it here, here, and they might try to defend it again. So just be conscious of that if you're getting in this trade. Expect this. That's all I'm saying, okay? All right, Mari Mar's in. So we're gonna see how Mari Mar does. Now, Mari Mar, I love this trade because, you have this trend line, which makes you feel good about it, right? I also have a higher high here, a higher high, a high higher. Now, here wasn't a higher high, and that's why I'm a little bit nervous, right? But, like I said, above pink line. If we go out to like a 15-minute, it looks pretty good to me, right? Even come out to a 1 hour, right? It's like up, up. That's what we want, right? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but So far, so good, you know? And if you want to take off a little bit here, do that. Because remember, guys, a lot of times when a big candle comes in like this, we'll always retest at least 50% of it. It's very, very common. So if we come up just a little higher, Marimar, and you're in, like, let's say, like, whatever, 5 micros, take 1 micro off. It's my suggestion, right? But this is good. You got your stop below a nice hammer here, this hammer, right? And we'll draw this trend line a little better because I just kind of threw it up there. But that's sort of the trend line right there, right? So you can trail your stop up along this trend line slowly. And if this thing really takes off, you can draw maybe a new trend line like that and start trailing it off that one. Which is important to do in Apex because remember, we have this drawdown rule that can be a bitch. So I'm going to clear this. Now, we have to look at the whole market. Let's take a look at SPY. SPY looks very similar. Now, what I love about SPY is yesterday we actually closed over the 100, and we're still over the 100 now, which I like. And we have a gap that needs to fill here. This is a neckline. So, if you're in swings, just know that we're going to get some resistance there. We just are, right? Because if this is the head and shoulders, then the neckline, man, I cannot find any of my shit today. All right, is right there. Okay, that's the neckline. You know that. That's day one, right? That's day one stuff. Now, a lot of you, well, maybe not a lot of you, but some of you may have made the mistake of waiting to get into your puts a little too late. Like a lot of people were getting in puts on this day, which you're too late. You're way too late. Let me show you why. We made a high, and then we made another high, but if you come over here and turn on your divergence, you'll see that the bear divergence happened up here. So for me, I was actually loading in to puts all up in here while this was forming. Because, you know, RSI is at 80, it's really high. So I took my puts off. I think I took my puts off here, actually, when we filled this gap. So I caught this whole move to here. It was nice. It was about a 300% win on puts. When we broke this, though, and started heading down into this support and the major moving averages, I was starting to get long, right? You have to get long at that point. So don't get in too late, guys. And honestly, too, there's your 10 EMA, right? So if that's your 10 EMA and your target is 1.2, why would you be getting in puts near the target of a short? All right? So just think about that. Okay? Does that make sense? Give me 2 seconds. This is Jeremy Newsom. Jeremy, what up, man? What is going on, dude? I'm actually on a live real quick, but I'm going to mute myself so that I can talk to you. Okay, I'm back. Did you guys miss me? Did you guys miss me? Okay, so what do you guys want me to go over here? Let me see here. How do you establish your position size for NQ Mini since you don't know where your stop will land? Do you just use initial stop? Okay, so you're talking about day trades here, right, bro? Let's talk about that. That's a really, really, really good question. So, let's just drill in here to the NQ. Let's see how Mari Mar's doing right now on her trade. Oof, Mari Mar. Are you loving this trade so far? I sure am. Look at this. Stop below this gorgeous hammer off a trend line, heading for the magnet of a 10 EMA up here. Sheesh. Damn. I mean, damn, Mari Mar. Okay, so the question was, how do you calculate risk? So, for example, here, your stop is 40 points away. Okay, we know that NQ moves 20 bucks a point times 40 points equals what, guys? Who can hit me with that answer? What is 20 times 40? If I'm not mistaken, that's 800. Okay. So one contract is going to give you $800 of risk. And you can check this by clicking on this order box and say create limit order. Hold on, let me log in here. So if I right click this and create limit order, you'll see $800. My math is right. And in a 1.3 target is going to be about $1,000. Okay? And if you're inside Tradevate, you can just press this, and it sets the order up for you. And everything's nice and pretty right there. And you can adjust your target, whatever you want. Okay? I'm going to take this off. So that's how you calculate that. You need to know where your stop is on a day trade. Okay, guys? You just do. On swing trades, it's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can kind of... It's just a little different on swing trades. You should also run a stop on swings, but there's a little more play to it. Because on a swing, sometimes I'll average down, and I'm looking at moving averages, and you know what I'm saying? On a day trade, it's just like, dude, this has got to work in the next, like, hour, or I'm out of here. You know what I mean? Like, the rules are a lot stricter. Because on a daily time frame, this could just go like this right now. Literally. Like, some news could come out, and it could just drop. So you got to have a stop loss when you're this tight. So, this trade's looking good so far. We're getting some compression here. I want to see one more push. If we can break this high right here, Mari Mar, of this bear candle, I would maybe take like 1 micro off. I don't know, how many micros are you running here? Sup, Alan? Alan, you're funded, right, my dog? So, if you're just joining the live, I'm not in this trade right now. Like, I literally just got to my desk, but Mari Mar is in this, and it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty solid. Yeah. Anyways, we'll see what happens with that. Now, you got in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got to wait till one more candle close, and it has to be a green candle. And then you're allowed to move your stop up to here-ish, maybe a little lower, here or here. Just make sure you're protected in case it wants to do this and then this, okay? Because it might want to do that, okay? Now, let's go to my goodie list. Oh man, this isn't even what I set up. I updated this a while ago. Alright, whatever. I'm just going to update it again. I'm going to delete all these. Here's my goodie list. Here's what I watch. QETH, Ethereum USD, Apple, Meta, Nvidia, Tesla, TSLL, SPY, QQQ, NQ, ES, Amazon, Google. Those are the ones I really watch a lot. Have you ever seen a watch list created faster? I mean, come on, guys. All right, now, Mar. Here we're getting that little dump, right? Let's see what the bulls want to do about this. Right? Are they going to defend that 10 EMA? And if you were late to the stream, you could have just gotten filled right there on this trade. Once again, we cannot move our stop for one more candle, and the candle has to be green. We cannot move a stop while in a bullish trade if a red candle is forming, because you're only doing so out of fear. So what I want to see now is a nice pivot to come in, right? Then I can move my stop to here. Or here, if you want to be aggressive on the pivot. Okay? So we're just going to wait. We're still waiting, guys. And that last candle closed above the 10. So I'm really not that concerned at this point in time. I'm just not. Like, you know what I mean? If I go to a 2-minute, also no candles closing below the 10. A 1 minute, you had one candle close below the 10. So just hang out. We're just hanging out. You know, get your coffee, relax. Like, guys, how many of you just stare at the candles all day? Be honest. It's very easy to do. Just fucking stare at every little tick. Don't do that. Get up, set a timer, go take care of some other stuff. All right? Just relax. It's just trading, okay? This is starting to look really good. There you go, Marimar. Okay, so, Marimar, if you want to take off one of, I don't know how many micros you have, but if you want to take off one micro here, be my guest, okay? Now, why? Why, Calvin? Because we do have to deal with this still, okay? And that's where my target is. Now, you could lower the target a little bit to 1.2, but I like to go for 1.3, which is right there. So I don't want you to get missed by a tick here. You know what I'm saying? So take a little off. Take off one. So I'm just going to mark this. So we're going to trim one. One. Trim one. Don't trim half. In fact, I'll even put here, trim 15% of your position. Okay? And when this candle closes in 37 seconds, you may move your stop to, I'd put it probably here or here. Don't get all crazy and put it up here, okay? You can if you want, but like, I would do it somewhere in here, okay? That's up to you. Something like that, okay? So why trim 15%? Because if you're in an Apex account, you want to protect yourself from drawdown. Okay? So now, if she trims a little bit here, and it does pull back all the way to here, the loss won't be nearly as bad. Okay? But that's not going to happen. This thing's going to hit target. All right? Don't speak negatively over your life. Okay? Okay, so while that's doing its thing, Marimar, you may now move your stop. Green candle, it's been 7 candles. You can go ahead and move it. Let us know what you move it to, please. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You can trade minis, but I would not risk more than 500 on a trade in a 25K eval. And you know, hold on. Just realized my banner isn't up. Gotta make sure you guys follow me on IG, you know what I'm saying? And use our code REAL. Okay? Get a nice little discount for yourself. Anyways, can you touch on taking a retest if you miss your entry? Sure. Yeah. So, in this example, right, entry was here, but if you missed it, you're just going to put a limit buy here. So you would just set up a limit buy like that and then hope it retests. And it did. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4 times it came back down to this level you would have gotten filled. Okay? Let's go! All right. So, how's everyone feeling out here? Now, I'm looking at the market here. We're kind of having a mixed day. Like, Google's down, Tesla's pretty much flat, QQQ is flat, SPY's flat. Everything's trying to kind of make up its mind up here. Like, are we running further up? Are we not? Apple's the only one that's really up a lot, I'd say, today. 1% isn't even that much. But, you know, Apple wants to probably close this gap. You know. Also, I don't throw this up a lot, but the 50 SMA is important as well. So we're trying to get over that. You can see that's been resistance. We're coming up into this neckline. I don't know if you guys saw, but Warren Buffett like dumped like half of his Apple positions somewhere up here, like a boss. And he's probably rebuying it down here. Knowing the guy, right? knowing the dude. Meta, absolutely beautiful. I was looking at this, didn't take the trade, but you know, Meta really had an interesting price action here. So you had earnings, gap up, fade. Then we had this weird doji candle. And then this was Monday, the day that all hell broke loose. We came up, we closed above it. And the next day we gapped up. We came back and retested. This was a really good spot to get in calls. If you got in calls here, you're taking it up to the high of this candle. And you're a pretty happy camper. Okay. Meta is one of those stocks where it's like, I don't know. Even during COVID and during the recession, I was sort of bullish because it's like, what's their business model? It's people scrolling on their phones. Like, people are always going to do that, guys. Always. Amazon. Now, Amazon's a little concerning. Okay, and I did buy some the other day. But the fact that we are still below the 200 here makes me a little nervous. And Amazon, if we did have a recession, would get hit pretty hard. Because it's all just like consumer, right? If you're curious, the trade of the week, though, it was actually not on the stock market. It was on Ethereum. I can't explain how obvious this is. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of draw, like, we're going to capture this low, those lows, right? This is clearly a support level, right? We pulled into that support level while also tapping not just the 100, but the 200 as well. And you can just see that absolute hammer out of there. I mean, if you bought anywhere in here, 400-point move in a week, that's sick. Now, for me, I buy QETH. These are the brand new ETFs for Ethereum by Invesco. I love Invesco because Invesco is the same company that QQQ is under. So I just trust that brand. A lot of people use the BlackRock one. But yeah, I bought a little bit. I think down here in like the 2020, in the 22s or 23s, and I'm up. That's cool. Really cool. Let's go. Oh, that's the wrong NQ. That's funny. And that's the wrong ES too. Oh my gosh. ES NQ. There we go. All right. So NQ. Oh, that's funny. I have like a paper trade open. I guess I opened a short paper trade up here at the neckline, and I'm up 28,000 on it. All right, cool. We'll just close that. Oh my gosh. Mari Mar. Look at that hammer, dude. That's cool. Love that. Love that for you. That's a good sign. So we're just hanging out still. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So when we get to about here is when you can move your stop again. And the stop will go there. Okay. Now, if we come up and you miss this by literally a tick like this, I would allow the stop to be moved here into the green. But if we just chop here, stop's got to go there, okay? Plain and simple. So, for those of you just joining, this is the trade we're in. Stop was just barely below that hammer. And target is up here somewhere. Okay? Somewhere in this zone right here. Okay? Somewhere in that zone. That's where my target would be. Questions, concerns? Yeah, do the micros for a while until you get comfortable. I mean, you can totally trade minis if you're in like. You could probably trade one mini in a 50K account. If you're in a 100K or higher account, you could trade minis all day. Just be careful. That's all. Just be careful. All right, I'm going to go look at the rest of the market here real quick. Man, you want to see one that's crazy? Check this out. So remember CrowdStrike the other day? Or like last week, how they had that security breach? Pretty ugly drop. But look where it bounced. Ready? Weekly moving averages. Oh. I mean, come on. Guys, when moving averages like this are this close and this stacked, it is like serious support. Serious support. Okay? And you also had a little bit of support from back here, right? So, it makes sense for it to bounce there. And RSI on the weekly was almost in the 30s. On the daily, we were rock bottom. 16. I can't even see on the chart where it was ever. It's never been that low. Maybe here was 20, which then led to the longest, biggest run it's ever had, right? So, just keep that in mind, right? Yeah, that was a good play. If you started maybe, as a rule of thumb, I will not buy calls on something if it's under the 200, but I'll buy shares, right? I'll pyramid into shares. That's a good plan. The only thing I'll buy under the 200 are puts if it's options, and I would want to see this first, it to come all the way back up, hit that, and then I would open puts. Stop above this, write it down, right? But don't, like, if you fail the 200 and then it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bear candles in a row, don't be opening puts here. Don't be doing that. The time to get in a short here was when we failed this candle, right? You get this candle come in, then you get the gap and go, where you open below the 200, it falls, you get an inside day, maybe get in puts there, and then take it down, and your target should be the next major moving averages, which are on the weekly. Okay? How are we looking on this trade? Oh! We're getting close! We're getting close! Now, Mari Mar. Do you have the cojones to do this. Ready? I'm gonna show you something crazy you could try. So I'm gonna draw the 10 EMA right there. Okay. This is the 10 EMA on the daily. Now I dare you to leave one of your contracts open. So let's say you have like 5 minis or 5 micros, leave one contract open and see if it can run all the way to there. Now I know some of you are like, dude, that's insane. That's freaking 4 hours away. Yeah, well guess what? If we take this out right now, and it does this, and then we take this out, it's running to the 10 EMA. So try it. You know? I mean, we got there in the pre-market, right? Don't underestimate what the market can do, guys. Now, if you're going to do that, just trim and trail. So now your stop is here, right? I don't know if you hit target yet or not. You probably did. Did you hit target, Marimar? Okay. For sure you hit target, right? So now on your last contract, move stop to here. Now why here? Well, it's a hammer, right? And you already won on the trade, so let's get this into the green now, right? We are going to see some resistance here, guys. But I'll tell you this, if we blow right through this, that's a good sign. But I am expecting this and then this. Because you do have a major resistance right here. So just expect that. But good job on the trade. You should be out of the majority of your position right now. If you want to try to do the runner like Marimar's doing, just do like 1 micro. And we're just going to see what happens. I also like to drill into the 2-minute for this. So it's pretty obvious, right? Like where your stop's going to go. Right? Next, your stop would go probably here or here. Right? If it goes even higher, it's going to go there. Just trail it up the 10 EMA on the 2-minute. Just trail it up. Now, in a real account where I don't have that drawdown rule, I would actually use the 5-minute and just say, I would literally just say, if it doesn't close below the 5-minute 10 EMA, I'm just not going to close it at all. But with Apex, you got to be a little more careful. You can use the 2-minute, right? You can use the 3-minute. Just be smart if you're gonna try this. Marimar, you did not hit target yet? Interesting. I thought you would have. Because oh, yeah, it literally got like a tick away. No, wait, no, it didn't. Stop below that hammer. If you didn't hit target, you're real close. Alright, let's just see what happens here. I think it's going to blast right through. I think we're going to get like a 2 or 3 candle rest here, and then it's just going to go bang. Bangtown. Alright, guys, if you're just joining, we are like inches, freaking inches from our target. We talked about this being resistance. We talked about trimming one contract here. And we talked about moving our stop up. So stop should be here right now in the green. Okay, so you've trimmed one here. Your stop's in the green. and we're seeing if we can break through this now. If we can break through this, majority of the position will close. I'll just move this up a tad higher to there. And you're going to let one contract run up into here and see if it can do it. Now, this could take all day, guys. So you just need to like set a 20-minute alarm and just check it every 20 minutes. Don't sit at your computer all day. Please don't. Watching for one micro runner. Okay? But really good trade. 10 EMA candle came in right there. Right there. That's the 10 EMA candle we're playing this off of. And the hope here is that today we're going to get something like this, which is surprise, the pre-market high. Boop. Right? I would love that because I'm in calls on QQQ. So let's make it go up. Let's make the stock market green again. Oh boy. It looks like it wants to push. And if we break above these two areas right here, you should see it immediately pop to like here because they got a lot of stop losses right here that are going to go off, right? Bears are going to be forced to cover, which causes this to pop. Watch, I'll draw a line. If we get over this right here, it should immediately go to like right here. It'll like come up, tap this, and then let's see if it does it. It's got to get above it though. It's so fun to watch. Okay, ready? It's right at the level. You had a bunch of limit. Oh, here we go. Stop losses are going off. Stop losses are going off. Okay, cool. We tapped right above it. We grabbed some liquidity. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, I thought this was going to roll over today. It's not. Are we going higher? Oh my gosh, what's happening? You got a lot of orders coming in right now on both directions. But the stops are just going off, man. The stop losses are going off. Okay, cool. Next high we got to test right here. There will be more selling pressure here because it's the high of day. $50.75 points. That's a big stop, man. So if that was your stop, then 50.75? Okay. Okay, well you hit target then. Just now. Cool. I mean, that's brave. I have to admit, that's really brave. Your target was above this high, which I would not have done. But, congrats. Now, let your runners run, right? We can expect something like this if it's gonna work. That's gonna take a while. So, set a timer now for 20 minutes. Your stop is still here, right? Stop is still there. We are going to get a retest to here, probably. So don't be slamming your stop to here and get stopped out. You can move it up to like there, and then to there, and then to there, and then to there, right? Just be slow with it. Be patient. Okay? Just be patient. All right, now we're coming up into the high of day. Let's see what happens here. I am expecting quite a big rejection here. Okay? You've got this and you've got this that we're testing right now. Right? RSI is up here. It's got to cool off. So I do expect a little chop here, and then we go. But I'll tell you right now, if we blow through this high of day, this is going to explode. Let's see. I'm going to go use the restroom. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Strong. Let's see how this candle closes. I'm curious. I don't think it'll close above it, but maybe it will. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Here we go. Okay, so at this point now, move your stop up. I think you can safely move it to here, or even to here, or really even to here. So, but we should see at some point here a pretty big retest, like down into here, right? And then a move higher. So just be aware of that. So guys, runners is how you, how do I describe this? You're never going to have runners on your stop loss, right? You got to do things differently on the target side than your stop side if you ever want to have big winners. So you would never let a loser run, right? But if you let your winners run like this, you start to have bigger days. Okay, you just do. So now we're coming up near that 10 EMA. I would consider closing it now. If you want to close it now, be my guest, okay? But if you're just like, hell no, I want more, you can be greedy like that because you only have one left. You feel me? So if you want to be greedy, just move your stop to like here or here, right? Or just close it and take the win. Go enjoy your day. Guys, nothing's like winning and going and enjoying your day and getting to brag to your friends about it. Like, dude, were you on the live with Calvin today? The freaking trade we took, like, was insane. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just brag about it. Like, I mean, I'm not saying brag. Like, that's bad advice. But, like, it just feels so good to walk out and, like, close it at the high. You know what I mean? So, anyways, it's up to you. your stop, if you're letting this run, should be, I mean, at this point, I would put, you know what I mean? Like, it needs to be either here, here, or even here. Now let's drill into the 2 minute. Okay, so if you're on the 2 minute, you can put it right there. Right? But this is now acting as a tractor beam, this level. It is. Tractor beam. Right? Let's see if I can find a tractor beam style emoji. Tractor beam. Sucked me right in. Name the movie. Tractor beam. Sucked me right in. Who knows that movie? Guys, who knows that movie? It's a movie quote. Tractor beam. Sucked me right in. It's so good. Whoever can name that movie is a baller. Guys, I'm trying to find a darn tractor beam emoji here. How about this? Because it's just like sucking it up there. Right? The tornado. So guys, imagine there's a tornado right here and it's just sucking the price up to it. All right, Mari Mar. So how many total R's did you win on that trade? I'm curious. Dumb and Dumber! Let's go, Alan. Let's go, dude. Marimar, how many total R's did you make on that? Is your R 500? Is your R 300? Is your R 1,000? Let me know how much money you made on that trade, and we'll calculate your total R's that you made. I just want to know. Because I just want to know, like, what leaving the runner did for you, right? You know, it's funny. I got on a live the other day. It was on the 7th, I think. Yeah, I was here. And I took a 10 EMA long. I think it was right here. And it started to roll over, and I got off the live around here. And this is so stupid, never do this, but I let it fall to here. And then I averaged down like freaking huge right here. And when it popped just to here, I actually got out for a win. But that's a really bad idea. Don't do that. I just like I was doing it with 0 DTE options. I was doing like a size for 0 play. Yeah, but for those of you that were on the live on the 7th, I actually won on that trade. If you were curious. Oh man. All right. So the tornado is still sucking up here. So 406. Okay, but what's your R? Is your R 300? We want to know what your R is. Is your R 300? Is your R 250? We're going to calculate it. I want to know what you made on the trade, and then I want to know what your R is typically. Okay, it's looking like we're going to get this retest now. So, if you want to get out, get out. If you want to ride the Lightning, ride the Lightning. It's only 12:30 here Central Time. So we still have 2.5 hours of this market. this could absolutely rip higher. So, do as thou wilt. Oh, let's take a look at my my count. So I am up almost $800 on my QQQ calls. Man, Tesla just really needs to go up. That's just being annoying. And come on, join the party here, dude. So Tesla, oh, it is going up. All right, that's cool. But Tesla, so we're just gonna clear this off. Tesla, you guys remember, had this insane run up, and I actually got into some puts here, and we dropped to here. I made about $2,000 on puts. And then, you know, we came down, and I thought we were going to pull back. So what I did is I set up a pyramid like this, and I bought, and I bought, and I bought, and I bought, and I bought. And this was my last buy down here off the 100, which is where we're bouncing. I just need Tesla to go up to like here-ish, and I'll be well into profits. If we get to here, I'll make like $3,000 or $4,000. So, and I'll leave runners too, right? Because just like we did on this trade, because, and I'll show you why. Because if we draw a trend line like this, it went a little lower than I thought it would. I thought it was going to go like this, retest to here, and then go. But that could still happen, right? It could still do this. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. On a weekly, yeah, we got to over... The problem is right now we have a lot of moving averages above us now. So we got to overtake that, and then on the daily we have to overtake the 200 as well. So, anyways, NQ, my tornado. NQ is still thinking about it, man. It's like, no, I'm not done. I am not done, Calvin. So if you're in this trade and you haven't closed it yet, like a psychopath, on the next push higher, if it pushes all the way up to there, stop is going to go probably somewhere here or here. Okay? Okay? But the tornado is still sucking. Guys, I know you just think I'm the most ridiculous person alive. It's okay. I like having fun. I'm a firm believer in having fun with the stock market, because if you're not having fun doing it, then what's the freaking point? If you just sit at the computer all day and you're super serious, and you stare at the candles all day, dude, just go get a 9-to-5. Go work a corporate job. Get paid, 6 figures a year or whatever, and just, be all serious and stare at a computer all day. For me, I'm like, nah, dude, I'm going to log in for like an hour or two, and I'm going to have fun with this shit. Because it's fun. We're here to have fun, guys. People make this way too serious sometimes. I get it. It's money. It needs to be serious. You need to take this seriously. I'm not saying go gamble and be like an idiot. But I'm also saying take some of the pressure off. Like, if you're one of those people that's like, I have to make money trading to provide for my family. I have to pass an Apex account. I have to. Like, dude, pretty soon, anytime you lose, you're going to get depressed and angry. And then, you take that into your house with your kids, with your boyfriend, with your girlfriend, and it is not good. Not good. start drinking a little more, start skipping the gym. You're like, well, if I just study more, you study and you study and you study, and you still lose, and you're like, and guys, you got to get out of that cycle. You really do. The people that make the most trading are very much in flow and have very good energy. Like, I remember my first 2 years of trading, like year and a half, I had like beginner's luck. It was during 2020. The market was just going up and up and up and up, and I would just buy calls and different stocks, and I was just making money, and I'm like, this is easy. Then late 2021, 2022, the market turned around, and I started losing a lot. But at that time, I was actually studying way more than in 2020. And I was like, what the hell, man? I'm taking this more seriously. I'm studying, and I'm losing. I'm not profitable. And it kind of messed with my head, and I was just like taking every class and working with every mentor, and it was just like loss. And finally I called Jeremy, and I'm like, dude, I'm pissed off because I'm one of the smartest traders at RLT. I know so much about trading. I've studied so many strategies, and it's been 4 years, and I'm just not, it's like I'm still kind of like not profitable every month. Like some months are good, some months are bad, and it's just like, what do I need to do here, bro? And he was like, Calvin, you're over trading. Trade less. Like, take a month off. I'm like, take a month off? I can't even imagine doing that. I'm like addicted to this. He's like, take a month off. He's like, cut back on the drinking. Get in the gym. He's like, you need to explore in your brain there's some kind of block, bro. There's a block. And I was like, a block? What could it be? And the block was that I was just taking it way too seriously. Way too seriously. Like, life or death was trading, right? And it's just like, no, dude. That's not it. And as soon as you just let go and stop clenching your fists so much, you're going to do better. You are, I promise. Don't throw what you learned out the window, but simplify it and just, like today, guys, how many of you would have closed it right there and been like, if I only would have held on, and you're like kind of beating yourself up. But instead, you let a runner go. And now you're like, dude, this is actually like fun now. Look at this. Look at this. Are we going to take this out? Oh my gosh. So at this point, if you're still in this, stop. Hold on. Is it going to take it out? Let's just wait. It just did. So if you're still in this, stop can go here now. It's insane, dude. Oh man. All right. Let's reevaluate this. So now that we've cleared the 10 EMA, I'm gonna put a line here at the 100 SMA. The 100 SMA, okay? Pretty far up there. It's pretty high, okay? If we got all the way to there today, that would be like 8 Rs off our entry. But who's to say it can't? Who are we to say it can't? Right? So, stop is here. Dude, I've got alerts going off like it's Christmas morning over here. This is crazy. Hold on. Let me just close these. Let me just cancel out of these. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. Guys, it wants to fill this gap. I don't know if it's going to do it today, but it wants to. All right, so at this point, guys, we have to get a big pullback at some point. Like, it can't just keep doing this. I am expecting something like this at some point, and then maybe a little higher. All right. I'm up $1,000 on my calls right now. 1,000 doll hairs. Okay, here comes the retest. No, that was my R. Your R is 406. It varies. Okay. Okay, let's just call your R 400. Okay? Your R is 400. I wouldn't vary it. Your R is 400. It's okay if you risk more than an R. Just think of it that way. Don't vary your R. So your R is 400. So you made 1.5 R's. Woo! Versus 1.2 or 1.3, right? And you're like, oh, it's only 2.2 more. I know, but those 0.2s add up, especially when your average loss is 0.7, right? Because now, think about it, Morimar. If your average loss is 0.7, which it should be if you're moving your stops correctly, and your average win is 1.5, that's a 2-to-1. See how these little extra things can... And one day when your R is $1,000, that's an extra $200 or $300 you made on the trade. Which most people in this world don't spend more than $300 a day. Like, between your rent, your food, your car, your gas, if you add it all up and average it into one day of money, most people don't spend more than $300. Some people do. But that's great. You know what I'm saying? Just that extra little oomph. How often do I do these lives? Bro, I try to come on here like 3 to 4 days a week. It doesn't always happen because, I got a lot going on. But we are trying to do these 3 to 4 times a week. I kind of just jump on whenever. We're trying to do a more normal schedule. My boy, John Alonzo, who's also a really good trader, is going to be doing these too, more. So expect more of these. You know what I mean? Guys, NQ right now is on crack cocaine. Can we all agree that NQ is on crack cocaine right now? It's just like, hold my beer. I'm about to dance. Wild. So we are coming up now. You see how we're stalling out here? I kind of expected this. We got to stall out at some point. Even if it pushes a little higher, we got to get a retest. Look how far away we are from the 10 EMA on the 15. It's going to rest here for a second. It has to. But what I like to do is I like to go back and look at other days where we've gotten runs like this. So, backtesting is your friend. So, when was the last time we saw candles like this in this? I would say it was here, right? And what proceeded to happen after those two candles? We got a little rest, then a push higher, then a big rest, and then into the close, we ran. Actually, this was in the morning, but I'm just showing you the behavior, right? That can be expected. Let's see if we could find another example where we had two back-to-back huge green bars like that. Maybe here, green, green, rest, go. And it's not always going to be the same. Here, bang, bang, reject, rest, go. All right? But yeah, it's looking good. We are going to get a rest, though. We pretty much have to here soon. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bull candles on a 15, you're going to get a rest. That doesn't mean short it here. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if I draw this is the 10 EMA on the daily. If I draw this, right, we are at the 10 EMA. Let me draw it. Yeah. So see where we are? we just tapped the 10 EMA. So this is resistance here. Okay. Now on QQQ, we're above the 10 EMA. See that? And that's just because ANQ is averaging more minutes, right? Because it's open more. But let's see what's up. I mean, here's the thing, guys. If you look at a daily chart, right? You got this wick, and this wick we just took out. So anyone that's short that had stops here, or here is kind of starting to freak out a little bit. They're like, dude, I thought we were selling off, and then we got a hammer, an inside day, an inverted hammer, which made the bears feel really good. But then we took that out the very next day, and now we're pushing again. Shorts are getting worried here, guys. If I was in short, I'd be worried right now. I'd be like, oh God. Like, this looks a lot like this. You know what I'm saying? I think we're going to this. High chance. High chance. And if we look at the VIX, guys, this is just an overreaction. We came up in an immediate... Guys, we're about to go back into the teens on the VIX. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's go back to the last time we had a big spike like this, which was COVID. See how it's different? See how VIX, like, gained strength, right? Versus... Oh my gosh, this is so far. Versus this. Just, boop, right down, right? You guys gotta look at the VIX, man. If you don't look at the VIX, like, I feel bad for you. This is not my strategy, but I want to show you something. Go to VIX on the weekly. Okay? Turn on the RSI. I learned this from Dr. Stocks. And draw, I'm just going to make this big on the VIX. Go ahead and draw a line near, I believe it's 40. So draw a 40 line. And guys, as a rule of thumb, whenever we get near 40 on the RSI, it's probably time to buy. Okay? I'm sorry. It's probably time to sell. Because this means we're really overbought. And then the vice versa can be up here at like 60, right? 60, right? When we get up into the 60s, or even, you can even make it higher, right? Like, just make it 70, which is what normal RSI goes to. That's kind of the indicator for overbought or oversold. If we get near 70 on the RSI weekly, it's time to buy, right? So, when we went boom through it, to me, that's a buy signal. Okay? There's also another one called UVXY, and I've seen people do this. Let me show you. So what they'll do is they'll draw like, kind of like downward trend lines like this, and then when the trend line breaks, right, it kind of works. Or like this, right? That's how they kind of determine what's up, you know. Anyways, you can play around with it. Play around. I don't know. VIX is always an interesting thing. Do you guys know what the VIX is? The VIX is the puts to calls ratios. So when the VIX is high, more people are in puts than calls. And when the VIX is low, more people are in calls than puts. So it's just a ratio. That's why the chart kind of looks weird. You're like, this looks like a heartbeat. But we were overdue for a spike into the 40s, right? The 40s is pretty serious, guys. The 30s happens a lot more often, but a spike into the 40s is considered like pretty big fear. Once you get up into the 50s, it's like, oh shit, like something's really going down. And then anything above that, like 60s, 70s, 80s, like people are fearing a crash. So just remember that. 30s, things are getting a little spicy. 40s, things are really heating up. 50s is like, oh shit, and then anything above that is like just insanity. That's just like, oh my gosh. But you want to see, if it gets up there, you want to see it hold above there. See how it held above 50 for like multiple weeks? Or, you know, this is the 2008 crash. It was up above that for weeks. But this time, just a little bink. That's it. That's all we got. It's interesting, right? Very, very interesting. And guys, seriously, like, I know I'm on here a lot, like, dropping knowledge and stuff, but if you guys ever need, like, one-on-one coaching, like, hit me up. Like, it's $300. I get it. Kind of expensive. But we will get on the Zoom call for 90 minutes to 2 hours. I'll record it. And we will go over every single question you have in detail. And then what I offer too is after my coaching calls, I will, we'll text. I text my students. So like they can text me, and that's for free. You just text me, we kind of like talk about the market and shit, you know what I mean? So in my opinion, it's totally worth it. You should always invest in your education. That's something a lot of people don't do. They're just like, I'm just going to like trade. And it's like, okay, well, you know, if you lose like 10K in your first year, that could have been like 30 one-on-one sessions. So, you know what I mean? Just be smart about it. Some of you probably don't need it, but some of you are probably like, I could brush up. I could do a little educating. It's just never a bad idea. And if you want to do like 5 sessions, I can give you a discount too. Like if you're like, hey, I want to do like 1 session a month for like 6 months, like I can cut you a little break on the price. But I just think it's good. You can always come here and get, this free knowledge, but I'm just going to kind of talk what I want to talk about and hopefully you like it, versus in a one-on-one, you can ask very, very specific questions. We can go over your trading. We can go over trades you're currently in, and I can tell you if they're not so smart or they're like really good, and we can talk about like exits and entries and all that kind of stuff. So totally up to you, but that is available to you. Also, I recommend our mentorship groups, RLT. They're awesome. Our paid classes, like Tony's S-Curve class, is like game changing. Yeah, check it out. We got a lot of resources. It's pretty cool. And then our YouTube too. We have, obviously one free YouTube video that comes out every week. We like to keep it good. So now here, so the 10 EMA is like right there, right? It's trying to make up its mind. Does it want to roll over? So you could have a 10 EMA short here. We talked about this at the beginning of the call, guys. I said I had 2 trades I was interested in today. The first one was going up to the 10, and then the next is a rejection of the 10. So if this sets up, this is another trade you can take. Now, if you won on this trade, don't take this next one, because you're done. It's lunch. Go have lunch. Go enjoy yourself. Take the win. Don't get all antsy-pantsy on me. I want more. No, you had your fill. Okay? This is good. Don't go screw it up now. Okay? But for those of you that have not taken a trade, if we get a double top here and then we form and we drop, you could take that. You could take that. We'll see. We'll see, folks. I'm going to go ahead and close 2 of my calls. I'm going to go ahead and close 2 of my calls just because we're at the 10 EMA, and this is a good spot to maybe take a little trim. Tremeth. Cool. So I still have 12 calls open. I just closed 2 because we're right here at the 10 and we're getting some resistance. This is a swing trade, by the way, that I did. The swing trade was this. So on this day, well, actually all up in here. So what happened was when we came down and touched the 100 for the first time, I got in a trade for calls and I sold up here. So I made like, I don't know, $500 or $600. And then on this day, I got back in calls. I got in a few more here. So I was in like 3, okay? And then what happened was I had like 10 more set up to fill down here. And then on this day, I got a few more. And then when this happened, the entire pyramid filled. So I had like 14 or 15 calls. And now I'm just taking it back up to the 100 for like a $2,000 or $3,000 win. That's what I'm doing. So I just closed a couple now, just trimmed, because we are hitting that 10 and we are respecting it. And, you know, there's always a possibility that we'll roll over. But I do think I'm leaving the majority of it open because I do think that we're going to come up and fill that gap. Just my thoughts. So let's see what she wants to do here. Once again, if you're thinking about taking a short, you've got to wait for the 10 EMA setup. Stop can go right there. And then you would just take it down to 1.3, which would be right about there. Okay? So that would be another trade I would sign off on. But, you know, this was a pretty serious move. So, and you know, we're above the pink line. Okay? So if you're going to take this trade, don't get greedy. I mean, you might just want to do like 1R target. Let's go ahead and throw in the moving averages. Yeah, see, so this 50 right here, I would not try to target beyond this 50. I just wouldn't. I would not. Because this right here now is support. You see what I'm saying? That's support. I might not even set up, to be honest. But literally, guys, it's okay. Like, you can just do like a 0.9 trade if you want to give this a spin. I'd be more interested in getting long here. That's me. Like, I would, if you're going to take this trade, put on small size, be fast. But the better trade is my 50 EMA retest strategy, which I would do there. Now, this isn't quite perfect, though. Let me tell you why. Because my 50 EMA retest strategy, for those that you know it, requires that VWAP and the 50 be close together. So this isn't really ideal. Okay? So just be careful. But what I do like about this is you have all this support here now, right? You have support, you have a 50 here, right? Your stop could go below VWAP, right? Like, so just, you can consider that, but let's see what happens here. Let's see if this 10 EMA sets up. $400 left to pass the eval. I mean, shit, just throw on one mini right here and pass it. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't take my advice. Be done for today. Go home. Okay. 10 EMA is setting up. Who's going to take it? Guys, you could even do a stop like right here. It's kind of dangerous, but if you want to be like aggressive, you could just do that. All right. If you are taking this trade, you just got filled. Philly McFillerton. You got to be fast on this, though, I'm telling you. Don't get greedy. Don't be putting your target down here. Okay? Like, literally, be fast. Like, I would already be, like, as soon as we get to here, probably close it. That's where I would take off majority. I would take off majority here and be fast. And this is why. Look at this fucking bounce now. See? When you have a big upswing like this, and you get a retest, you are counter trend. So don't expect it to just flush. Now it can, but bulls are in control, because anyone that missed this run up is like, dude, I want to get in now. And that's what you're getting right here. Okay? So, that's all I'm going to say about that. If you're in that trade, I hope you already trimmed a little bit, because now this hammer sucks if you're short. The better trade, in my opinion, is getting long there. And a lot of times we won't even get that. We won't even get back down to the 50. If the trend is strong enough, this 10 and this 20 will hold, and it'll just go. It'll just launch out of here. Don't get tunnel visioned on, oh, it's a 10 EMA, it's a 10 EMA, it's a 10 EMA. I understand it's a 10 EMA, but look what just happened. Okay? Serious bullish interest came in. And now we're retesting. So you have to be long bias here. I know, Calvin, but you said the 10 EMA on the daily, you know. Okay, but we're above the 10 EMA on the QQQ. We're only hitting the 10 EMA on InQ, and I don't know. Just be careful. Just be careful if you're going short. That's all I'm going to say. like, to me, that's more of a scalping opportunity. Like, you get in at the break, right, and you just take it down like 10 points or 20 points, and you get out. Like, if you're Mari Mar, you throw on one mini, you take it down 20 points, and you get out. You pass your account. You don't be like, oh, I'm gonna hold. That's just me. That's just my recommendation on something like this. But let's see what happens. It could go lower. It 100% could go lower. I'm going to go get some more coffee. You guys tell me what happens, okay? I'm curious. Curious to see what this guy wants to do. Okay, so, oh yeah, that's a good sound right there. Oh my gosh. I have such a bad caffeine addiction, it's like terrible. Okay. So, like I said, if you took this short, gotta be fast. You could have put your stop all the way up here, run a 50-point stop like Mari Mar, but that's not what I would have done. I would have run it like here or here and just try to catch a quick little move. Just a quick little guy. A little 1R, which you would have missed. Whatever, just a little scalpy scalp. Okay? But why, Calvin? We're at resistance right here and the 10 EMA is right here. I know. But I can make justifications for everything, guys. We're above the pink line. We're in an uptrend. Right? We just broke out of this channel and now we're just retesting the channel. Right? I can make a justification for anything, you guys. The 20's holding. The 50's right here. We're above VWAP. Like, okay. Don't talk yourself into a trade just because you want it to happen. Oh, shit. Did I just say that? That's crazy, Calvin. Yeah, don't talk yourself into a trade just because you want it to happen. I can make the case for so many things right now. I can make the bear case and I can make the bull case. But for me, what I like to look at is what just happened. What just happened is we had a crazy run up. And if we look at this on a 1 hour, or I'll do a 2 hour. If we look at this on a 2 hour, here's what I'm seeing. We have a wick right here. Okay. And if it retraces 50%, we have a support right there. So to me, this is like max it can go down. Right? So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. See those two lines I just drew? Right? And see how the 50's right there? There's a lot of support right here, guys. So don't be like, oh, well, no. I want a 65-point stop, and I want to target VWAP. It's like, I don't know how great that's going to go for you right now. Even though we got rejected off the 10 EMA daily up here. I just don't know how great that's going to go for you right now. Because if you're in this trade, look at this. Now you're in the red. Now you're not profitable. So if you're going to take counter trend trades, be fast. Be really fast. Like I said, the better trade is here or another 10 EMA up here. Calvin, another 10 EMA up there? What? Yeah, because guess what? If we come back up here now and close back above the 10 on the daily again, and we get a 10 EMA reset, this can 1,000% go higher. Guys, this is only... I mean, it's a 200-point move. It's a lot. But InQ's been moving 400 or 500 points a day lately. I mean, seriously, it has. Let's go to the daily and turn on the ATR. Actually, let's go to like the 4 hour. 4 hour ATR. Okay, about 250 points. But that's every 4 hours. Let's go to the daily. 500 points a day. And today, we've moved 290. So this shit can easily go all the way up to here if it wants to. Which, wouldn't you know, is the 100 SMA on the daily. Huh. Interesting. Guys, once you really start to break this down, it's crazy. Okay, so InQ hanging out, looking like it wants to fight back and go higher. Let's see. If we take this candle out, and obviously these candles, that's a pretty good sign for if you're in short. But like I said, support right here. Got to be careful. Okay, I've talked about that a million times now. So let's go look at something else. How's my Tesla doing? I need Tesla to, like, cooperate. It's the moodiest stock, dude. It's so moody. It's actually annoying. And I'm in TSLL, and my average is 10. So my average is right here. That's my average. So what I'd like to see is for it to come back up into this zone, and I'll probably trim, and then I'll trim here, and then I'll trim some more here, and then I'll just have a little, if it even gets up there, right? And then I'll have a little baby runner up into here. And as I trim, I'll move my stop up too, you know. Because when you're doing a pyramid, you don't, like, you want to see what it's doing now, which is it comes down and fills you, but what you don't want to see is it to come up and then takes another trip down into the pyramid. That I'm not interested in. What I'm interested in now is this, out of the pyramid. Okay? That's what I want to see. So, just something to think about. A trip out of the pyramid. Uptrend to the downside. You can't overstay your welcome. Exactly. Don't overstay your welcome, guys. Because like I said, this is just people taking profits, and then this bounce is everyone that missed this going, oh, I want to try now. You know? We'll see what happens. But you can see all the wicks. Wick, 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 wick. There's buyers. Right? 5 minute. I always like to look at a 5 minute too. 3 candle rest. And now we're trying to go higher. Pretty, pretty basic. Dude, Apple. This is one I'm really upset about. I'll be honest. I'm pretty upset with myself. Here's my excuse, though. You gotta have a good excuse, right? Excuses don't count, by the way, but I still like to give you my excuse. So on this day right here, me and the girlfriend were driving across the country from Cali to Nashville. We were so tired. We just pulled like a 14-hour day in the car. And when I woke up, everything was down here. I just didn't look at Apple. But this is a major support right here, right? And then you also have the moving averages running right through it. So right at the open, this is what I would have done had I looked at it and not been groggy. I would have only gotten filled on some shares, right? Like maybe 20 or 30. But, 20 or 30 shares, 20 points, it's $500 or $600. So I'm a little upset with myself that I missed that. I'm a little upset. But it's okay. I picked up like a bunch of other stuff. I picked up Amazon, Google, Microsoft, so ETH, right? So it kind of makes up for it. And I'm in a lot of TQQQ calls, which you can see I have all my little alerts here. Those are the alerts going off earlier. I'm gonna add some alerts on these. These are like my trim levels. So we'll just add some text here. Took off 2. Probably take off 1 here. Take off 1 more. Then I'll get aggressive. Take off 2. Take off 3. Take off 4. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 13. I get 1 more to take off. So maybe at the top here I'll take off 5. Right? And the only reason I'm taking off 2 here is because we hit the 10 EMA, right? On NQ. TQQ is always going to be kind of skewed. Because it's a triple. But that's kind of my plan. So you can see what I'm doing here, right? So I entered, this is what's cool. So I entered into the pyramid like this. And now I'm going to exit the pyramid like that. Whoa, Calvin. What are you talking about, bro? Psh, I'm talking about stuff you're going to learn in a one-on-one if you want to do one with me. This is some high-level shit right here. Enter into a pyramid, exit on an inverted pyramid. What? Yeah, I know. Insane. Anyways. Let's hop back over to NQ, see what she's doing. Okay, looking like we might drop. Now, let's see. This is kind of the neckline. If we drop through that, I think we'll drop to here-ish, right there. Yeah, and you got your 50 right there. So kind of that zone, I think, is what we would drop to, if we drop. Okay, dropping into that zone. Let's see how it reacts right here. Let's see how it reacts. So this is a risky play, but if you had, we talked about this earlier, if you had a limit buy right there, right, you'd be in. Let's just do it for fun. Let's just do it for fun. And this is kind of just like a scalp. So like, let's just say you were doing this in a real account, right? If it comes back up into these wicks right here, you know, like if it's a scalp, right, that's where I would just take it off. Guys, Pepper's here, my cat. I know you can't see her. I don't have my camera on today because I kind of need a haircut, but Pepper's here. Pepper's here in spirit. So there it goes, pushing up into the wicks. I wanted it to go just a little higher. Just a little bit. Usually you'll get like 2 candles of green. So I'm just going to wait for this next candle to come in. Unless it just pushes up here right now. Then I'll just close it. So this drop was likely longs that were just like, okay, it's not going higher. But you're getting a lot of support here, just like we said. So let's see what happens here. If you guys like to scalp, this could be fun. So right there, I'll just close it. Okay? And there's your whatever that was. $355. So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy this today. Yeah, I'll try to do more of them. I gotta run. I gotta go get a haircut, and I gotta do some stuff. But 2 really good trades today. I mean, honestly, 3. If you took the long and then that short and then that little scalp long right now, I mean, there's no reason why you can't be up $1,000. So we'll see what happens here. I do think even if we trickle down here, that eventually will come up here today. I hope, for the sake of my calls. But yeah, happy trading, and I'll see you guys soon. Praise be to God, and make sure you hang out with your families this weekend, enjoy yourself, and just, yeah, just remember why you're doing this, right? It's for freedom. You need to take it seriously, but you can also just be free now. You have the choice. You can get off your computer right now, you can go to the park, and you can be free. You don't need to delay your gratification. Don't get in the mindset of, well, one day when I make this amount trading, then I'll be happy. Then I can propose. Then I can go on the trip. Then I can buy those clothes. Then I can get the car I want. Then. And you're just pushing the goalpost on your happiness every day until you're old and sad and you're full of regret. It's really intense how I just made that sound, but enjoy your weekend. Take it easy. Love you.